Dance Force on Capital FM with its smooth spinner DJ Will, and guess what? Today I have a special guest on the show, the one and only Alan Tonix. Yeah, man. Wagwan Tonix.
Thanks for having me. So happy to be here.
First time on Dance Force, eh? The Saturday night show, because this is a show about mixing, partying, and jamming.
I think it's been a minute. I've been on Dance Force before, but quite a while back.
I think were you here with Alex?
Yes.
Okay, the late Alex. That's a while back, because Alex hasn't done this show in quite a long time.
That's true.
May his soul rest in peace. Yeah. So, Tonix, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm excited. I'm
long
energized.
Time.
I know.
My journey.
It's my journey. My journey is our journey.
But you know, when you talk about my journey, you're over. I think your first hit was in like 07?
08.
08.
Yes.
Like basically, I don't know why I feel like your song came out at the time when we had Chogam. That was like 07, 2007. Yeah. But
actually, now that I think about it, because the song was recorded in, I was recorded when I was in Form 6 vacation, and that
Form 6.
Yes.
Okay.
But it really started like bumping when we were like first year
at campus, eh?
Yes. So of course there's that gap from 2006 to 2008. So the 2007 is like the vacation. So that's when we actually did the song.
Okay.
But for it to really gain traction, I think 2008, like doing the video and stuff. So yeah, the year of manufacture, you could be accurate.
Yeah. But also at the time, when you did the song, like you said, you were on vacation. The young lady in that song that you co-featured, by the way, you didn't put her name, you didn't credit her. Why?
It's not that I didn't credit her.
And she plays a pivotal role in the song, by the way.
It's not
because it's her verse that we sing first in the bars. So
Tonix was like our surname.
Oh, so Tonix was you and her, right?
It was like our surname. So, but when we divorced.
Musically,
okay,
because I'm thinking you were a kid by then. So
yes,
yeah.
Musically, you know, I kept the name. It was a lot of the things that happened were not planned out all the way to the end. So we're winging it as we went along.
Oh, okay. And so when you say that you guys were together as a group, how did you meet? Just to at least have an idea for someone who doesn't know how Tonix, the actual Tonix, started. Yeah.
Well, we were actually never like consciously, we never made a conscious decision to say we're a group.
Okay.
The idea to do that song was after I'd met AD from Good Enough Records.
Yeah.
When I was in Form 6, and I asked him for a studio opportunity to record, and he said, you know, you first finish you're a candidate, first finish your stuff, then in vacation you can look me up. So when I went to see AD, I guess I felt like I needed backup, or you know, creatively speaking, and you're venturing into a new space.
Yeah,
I felt like I needed backup. So I had it at Lillian because I was with her in O level at Budo. So those 2 years at Intari in A level, I wasn't actually with her. Musically speaking, I was doing my own thing.
Yes.
Learning more about computer music and production and music production and all that kind of stuff. So by the time we linked up again, like I show up with like tracks, mentors I've done and stuff, which was different from what she knew.
Oh, okay.
You guess we had stayed on, because at Budo we're more on the live side, live music, you know, instruments and stuff.
So you guys used to play music at school, eh?
Yes.
All right.
So that was the linkage.
Okay.
So we did not exactly. I basically said, I have this song, I think I want us to do it. Let's go and do it together.
All right.
Yeah.
And so you guys were babies at the time. You guys were young. So how do you convince a young lady as well to get on a song like that had safe to say mature lyrics?
Assembly or in fellowship or both like praise and worship songs or songs that were original compositions.
Yeah.
So musically speaking, we were very coordinated and intertwined. So it was easy.
Okay.
It was easy for us. I just had this edge that when I went to Intari, I got exposed to the other side of music production. I like linking up with DJs, like the industry pretty much.
Yeah.
Which she had not been she not had the same experience.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And okay, before we can proceed any further, can we give the people their flowers concerned with the start of Tonics? Since you've given us a preamble, that song, Bera Nange. Let's give people their flowers. Who wrote the song? Who produced the song? Yeah.
So the song was written by me.
Okay. Completely, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
But pretty much what I did was, write my verse, write the chorus, make the beat.
Yeah.
But Lillian wrote her stuff.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So we did it the way we always did. We'll just combine and, try to see the best idea forward. And of course, Good Enough Studios did the production.
Okay.
And
so when you talk about Good Enough, we're talking about the guys from Ngoni, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So congratulations. So it's almost 16 years since your first song.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're not exactly a young guy.
No.
But
it sounds so long ago.
Yeah, because I mean 2008.
When you put like a figure, it's like what? It can't be that long.
So many things happened in 2008. President Barack Obama became the president. We had the credit crunch in the US. I think at the time, let me see, what do I remember? We had UB40 here. So it's like so many things that happened that year.
And I attended that UB40 show.
Good. So, Tonix, congratulations. So far, I would say 16 years in the business. Would you say that this industry has been somewhat fair to you? As someone who's been here for at least some time?
I guess so. I've been...
Because a lot of your colleagues are frustrated, especially the ones who've had ups and downs, inconsistencies. They're not too happy with this industry.
I hear you. I mean, it's not a perfect industry.
Yeah.
Nothing is perfect. Maybe it's more challenging than may meet the eye.
Yeah.
But it's an evolving one.
Okay, so from the era, because you come from that era where you release music, but before social media had really taken off, there was Instagram and Twitter and all these other things had not really taken into shape of how music can be marketed and produced and all that. When you look back then, the way you guys used to make your music, then move around with the CDs to different media houses and all that, with your music videos, and then now, what would you give your take in terms of the comparison for the kid who's doing music now? And then you who started then, when those avenues were not there?
I would say exposure today is easier because it's accessible.
Yeah.
But quality control is much more impossible today.
Yeah, I agree with you. Quality is not the best.
Yes, because songs trend for many reasons, not necessarily quality. These days, but
it should be quality as well, right? At the
Ideally.
top of the scale, right?
Ideally,
yeah.
And so also, so back then I feel like media outlets had a lot of say and control in the quality, and somehow it was good for the industry because people could the media is the lifeblood of the industry.
Yeah.
So they could actually affect positively or negatively the direction of the industry in terms of standard, quality, sound. So people could actually sit together and say, you know what, we want to uplift our industry towards this direction, and they could do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is, I feel like, impossible now a bit.
As Capital, we all have a thing here. We don't just play any person's song because we are so much of we have a sound, and also quality is at the top of the list.
Exactly.
So coming from because we've played your music since back then.
True.
This is something I always have with young artists. They get so frustrated with a place like here because they think we don't want to support people, but we actually want to, but it's always quality over quantity. And so what happens is these kids get so angry and they go put the music on social media, right? And say TikTok and all that, because they think, okay, the song will blow up, fine, it will blow up, but at the end of the day, what's the longevity of your song? I can tell you right now, we still play Better Nangi. Even right now.
Thank you.
Even on my shows, we still play the song. And it's not a new song, but it could come off as a new song because of how it was produced, how it was arranged and all that. But also, Tonix, over the years, you have evolved in terms of your sound. When you came from Better Nangi and all that. And then you started releasing songs like there's let me see. We had to get to check what it.
Yes.
We had Nsubiza, I think.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
We also had let me see.
And then we came to.
Oh, you have one of the songs that I like. You have a song with Keko. You have a song with my boy Vandata.
Yeah.
Where you're talking about positivity.
Yes.
And HIV and staying in school and staying away from
it's called Hold On.
Exactly. Adolescent relationships. How did you even do that, Tonix? It's not a very famous song, but I still play it on this day.
True, word. Yeah. And it's interesting. Songs that talk about issues like that, people don't tend to catch on.
People don't want to listen to them.
They want to yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, but how did you get to with Keko and do a project with Suna as well? And you also have another song with Suna as well.
True. So I mean, at the time, of course, that was the how should I call it in Luganda Bagwita Omujiji.
Oh, okay.
That was the class of that was the period with Keiko and so those are the contemporaries that we used to vibe with. So it was a no-brainer, and we were doing quite a bit of work with different organizations concerned with youth welfare. And of course, one of the issues that was prevailing, and I don't know, I dare say still is, was teenage pregnancies and then HIV, AIDS awareness, and ways that the youth can look out for themselves. So we put a brick on that movement, on that initiative to try and spread some positivity, some information, edutainment, out to the youth. And I'm proud. I up to today I still work with Richa Hand Uganda for still about the same issues to do with the youth. Yeah. In fact, just last night I was at International University of East Africa. Okay. There was a program there that was running, and I also happened to be there, performed a bit.
So you're speaking to the young people. Yes. See, this is why I said you're not exactly young. All right. So over the years, Tonix, your sound has evolved. You came up with that very nice lovey-dovey sound. Then along the way, you started coming through with the dance hall tunes. Right. And then at one point, you kept quiet for a little bit. Right. So many people are concerned what's happening with Tonix. Right. So I don't want to say some things. Sensitivity, but people kind of were worried for Tonix as a person, more or less the artist. But could you maybe tell us what happened in that time when you kind of kept quiet, or maybe you went through that break and then you came back? What exactly happened at that time, in your own words?
Well, there was a lot happening at that time, and there was a lot happening. I had personal issues, family issues, losses in the family.
Oh, sorry.
I had issues with my management.
Okay.
So there were like issues on the work side, issues on the family side, issues in the personal. So there was just so much, and they were happening one thing after the other. It was very hard to catch a breath, and you'd be amazed at how, when stuff is like all happening, how quickly time runs. Like before you know it, time is slow for you, but it's moving like for everybody else. It feels like 6 months were a year has passed, and I feel like it's 6 months, like it's moving so slowly. When you're going through it, time really doesn't move to you in your own perspective. Whereas everyone else is like, yo,
it's actually moving.
It's been 2 years.
Things are going on. It's
been 2 years, but you feel like it's been 9 months because it's like, you're in it. But of course, I thank God that
that's good,
through support of family and some friends, which is another thing I have to tell people who are entertainers or celebrities. You have to pray to God that you get to have some real friends in your life.
A good support system around you.
Because sometimes you meet so many people and you assume that they are your friends. But
they're more or less like party friends.
Because a friend in need is a friend indeed.
All right. So where are you? Are you in a good space mentally, physically, as we speak right now?
I think so.
Okay, that's very good. Because it's a big thing in our country right now. Mental health. All right. So before I let you go, very shortly, because I know you're a busy guy and you have so many performances to do since it's a Saturday night. you have released music over the years, I think since COVID.
Yes.
You came out with some good bangers. Then along the way, you came out with a jam with Sheba, which was very well received. But even recently, I think me and you had a performance at some place somewhere a few months ago, and I remember you kept performing, but people wanted them all the tunes from Tonics. They wanted you to go back to take them back to Yenze, to get to Chekole, January to December. How do you feel when people are responding more to those jams than, not to say these other songs are horrible, but those other tunes?
I know.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. Why? I feel like that's what every artist would like.
Yeah.
To have done something that stands the test of time. Other than, I'd rather have it that way than people say, man. So I'm glad that I am able to do a performance where people will be vibing to my most recent jams. 100%. But when I go to all the jams, it's like classic. They're like, oh, that's I remember, like they those songs take them someplace. So and
that's where the money is, yo.
Exactly. So to me, it means that I have had an effect. And, an everlasting
an
effect, an era, that was really touched people, that really touched the masses. And I mean, what more can you ask for?
So, Tonix, have you written for other people that probably someone out there is not aware of? Maybe a song that we're dancing to, but we don't know Tonix actually penned the song?
I think I have in the past, but I don't recall. Because most of the people, I haven't written for like what you'd call an established artist currently.
Okay.
But guys used to come to me and I would pay them. But then a lot of times
would you charge?
It depends.
Not
much really, because you'll be doing it to help out.
Because they're struggling. Say struggling artists.
So you can't charge.
Okay.
So you'd, but then at the same time, over time, I realize some people, they don't be like really seriously wanting to like sing. They just want to say. I mean, I went and did something with Tonics.
Oh, okay.
But after that, it's not like you can follow up and be like, but yo, you told me that you were.
I get what you mean. Okay, so do you have a few projects coming out?
Yes, most def. I have this habit these days of recording a bunch of songs before I drop, because if you see those songs, My Miss, Sikuleka, Romance, but they were all recorded actually in a bunch.
Okay.
In a period of like 4 to 6 months. They were just not released. But they were all recorded around the same time.
That's good. You took your time. That's why these kids need to pick up. Take your time.
So the
create.
Sound is, and I was telling someone the other day that one of the biggest killers of creativity is the statement Akapia Kaliwa.
You're on that pressure to put out the new stuff.
Bro, you will drop 20 jams and they'll still not be, because you're in a rush. You're in a rush and you're not really, you're like in a factory now producing a product. And creativity is not supposed to be like that. You should be able to
able to take your time, man. All right, so My Journey, break it down before we close up. Tell me a little bit about this whole concept of My Journey.
So My Journey pretty much is in exactly what you've been saying. When you say that, when I had a show and I was performing the songs, and then when we do that, the old classics, people still be excited about them, and vibing and jabbing with them.
Okay.
And that is exactly why I dubbed the concert My Journey.
All right.
I have never actually been able to perform my entire discography on a stage. So whenever I leave stage, there's always people that are disgruntled, like, yo, like, you didn't sing my favorite song. Or you didn't sing my favorite song. So I'm like, okay, the only way to solve that problem is to make sure that the show is mine. I can sing as many songs as I want. There is no other activity that is putting pressure on time. Thus the birth of My Journey concert.
All right.
So my theme is goosebumps and adrenaline.
Oh, okay. And sure, the ladies will love that.
That is what I want the people to feel, because I realize that my music, like you said, is like undulating.
Yes.
In terms of the feel and the vibe. Some songs will go straight to your soul. Some songs will go straight to your dancing feet.
Yeah.
So I want to bring the extremes of those two.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming through, Tonix. I will have you probably the time when you're about to do your show, and we can talk a little bit more.
Sure.
At least today you've given us that part of Tonix that maybe someone out there in Gulu, Arua, Mbale has never had Tonix talk about.
Word.
And then we can catch up a little bit more on that. Maybe give us a small acapella of your latest with Shiba, because I know that one's a fun favorite here on Capital. Yeah.
Queen Shiba, they call me Alan Tonix. Yeah. Zigina na wo, Dambula wolo sinensotawo. Emisana obanga buzi bya kiro kanyagala kubera kumpyawo bere nabawo buli bwombulako stresses nsalako cause efujulyo baby nenkolayo binkubayo nange binkubayo oyanguwayo jolyo yanguwayo digyala from Uganda no wonder what a bam bam on the bam bam on fire. And the bam 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 fire, she got fire, yeah. Situla, situla.
Hey.
Situla, situla.
Come on.
Like this, like that. She complete my love. Situla, situla. Hey. Tula, situka. From Kampala to Juba, boy like Shapa. Nobody's it like you.
Oh yeah. That's right. And from Kisementi to the rest of the world, to Juba, to Arua, to Gulu. Tonix, thank you so much for coming through. I'll be with you later on at Legacy.
Straight.
Yeah, it's gonna be mad. Dance for some Capital FM. Let's get into Nsitula, Tonix and Shiba. Oh yeah, we out.
It's the Dance Force with DJ Will on the Wheels of Steel.